Here is yet another way that time travel, and of course science can help elucidate mediumship, and perhaps vice versa. So it is a statistical probability that there are other civilizations in our universe, and that they're so far away that we can't possibly see them in our current form. We can't visit them. But since it is a statistical probability, science, through mathematical equations that I couldn't possibly explain here, have determined that the closest civilization is probably 200 light years away. And a light year, of course, is the time it takes for light to reach its destination. It takes a year. So if the civilization that is closest to us is 200 light years away, it means it's taken light 200 years to reach it, meaning that if that civilization can watch us, then what they see is not the present day, but rather the French Revolution and that period of time, because it's taken 200 years for the information to process for them via light. This is putting aside the idea that this civilization could be more advanced than us, has figured out ways to view us in the present. That's putting that aside. The scientific theory is what matters here, that we see 200 years in the past if we are able to look at this civilization 200 light years away. So if you consider memory now, memory, or learning for that matter, when it happens, is encoded in the brain. And it emits an electrical impulse because neurons fire as it's happening. And an electrical impulse is energy. So a memory, in fact, emits energy that is transformed, but that remains in that form as it is emitted. And then is transformed into other versions and other ways of being. But that piece of memory still exists. And this is the case for all thought, all memory. Everything we think, everything we remember, everything we do in the mind, because it requires an electrical impulse, creates energy. And as a medium, as someone who works with people who are looking to connect with loved ones who have passed, I think a lot about what's happening and how that works. And most people who practice mediumship and are curious about it believe that when we connect with loved ones from the past, we're connecting with a being of light that is in a different form, but is the full being that they were in the body, just in spirit instead. And I'm not denying that. I don't know. I have no answers any more than anyone else. And I used to think that when I was 2 years old on, I would call them ghosts and believed that it was a being that had once lived and was now dead. But now, as I've thought about it and as the years have passed as a medium, and I've worked with many different people, I believe that when we are connecting as mediums, we are connecting to those memories of the one who has passed. And we're connecting to the memories of the sitter who we are giving the reading to. And so because we choose to put ourselves into a state of mind that allows us to connect with these memories that were emitted long ago, we're able to translate them, to interpret them. And it's also why the way it works is often very nonlinear and circuitous and involves symbols and sounds and isn't straight communication usually, although sometimes it can be. Sometimes it can be a pure knowing that comes across as a narrative sentence, but often it's not. It's very circuitous and nonlinear. So considering these two things, considering the idea of light traveling to different civilizations and the way that it would be witnessed because of how long it takes, and considering the idea that mediumship may be reading the energetic imprint of memories of those who have passed and of those who are sitting with us, what if what it really is, what we're doing when we read these memories, is we're witnessing the energetic reflection of light of that memory as it comes outward. And that this reflection of memory as light continues to reflect. It just eternally reflects everything we think, everything we feel, everything we remember, everything we know, everything we say, everything we do, constantly being reflected outward. Just as it is when the earth light reaches the civilization 200 light years away and they witness the French Revolution, it's just continually emitting images of what it once was. And that's what we're picking up on as mediums, is the reflection of light of a memory. I don't know, just a thought. Let me know if you have thoughts on that as well, and if you can elucidate it further, if you have an idea that might even give more credence to that. And one more thing, which I'm going to try to say daily until she's exonerated. Lucy Letby is innocent. Thank you.